Hey guys, welcome back to the video. Yes, we're rucking again. I'm telling you, we've been putting in the time, putting in the effort. Now today, I'm talking about something that I feel like is really important, and I'm going to tie it in with the second video, but today we're going to talk about just this specifically. Hang tight guys, I'll get to it in a minute. Okay, so several years back, really started getting into fitness and working out and running. I mean, I've always lifted weights, but never really got into fitness. I think everybody has their own real definition of what fitness is, but I really got into running. And I had bought a pair of Brooks DNA, I believe what they were called. I know they were Brooks. I believe that they're Brooks DNA. And I developed, with those shoes, I just developed some plantar fasciitis, specifically in my right foot. Now, I could try, what I found over the years, I could try on a pair of shoes at the store and they feel good, but you know, it's when you wear them after a while and it starts creating problems. You're like, I can't do these, I can't do it. And I hadn't really had an issue in a few years. I've just been really taking care of my feet with insoles, different things. And I was in the mountains this last year and I bought a pair of Merrells. I believe they were some insulated Merrells I got. They were on sale, and I've been really experimenting with different boots and just haven't really found the right pair. I have the right pair now, but again, that's gonna be a second video. But last year we put on a lot of miles on our feet, and man, I just got a really bad case of plantar fasciitis, and I was home for 2 months and it was still horrible. You get out of bed at night, you go to the restroom, and you're my age, it happens 2 times a night at least, and it's like really stiff until you start walking on it, and then it's horrible. So when I was on the mountain last year, I did happen to visit with a guy that worked for the Forestry Service for a number of years, and also the BLM. Now I'd asked him, I said, man, what do you like? What kind of insoles do you wear? And I was afraid he was going to bring up one specific brand. There's a brand on social media that's at least popular on social media, but they're very expensive. Like, I feel like it's ridiculous. I'll get into that in a minute. I'm not going to say the brand. I just don't want to name them. I don't want to bash them because they're probably really good. I was just afraid you start talking about pulling the trigger on something like that, man. It's a lot of money. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So I always try to find a more affordable, cost-effective way of doing things that works really, really well. Now, that being said, I was talking to him, and he actually brought up a company called SUPERfeet. He says that's what he uses. He says he really likes it. It helps against like foot fatigue, stuff like that. And so I thought, okay, I'm gonna get a pair. I actually bought 2. I bought 2, one for my work boots and then one for my home tennis shoes, and or my workout shoes, whatever I wear at home. And I immediately noticed a difference. I immediately started getting better with my plantar fasciitis in my right foot. And I thought, okay, am I getting better, or is it just the time it's just starting to heal itself? I don't know, but I immediately started getting relief. And I thought, okay, awesome, perfect. I also did a little bit of research online, and the SUPERfeet was one of the top 5 best solutions for plantar fasciitis, as far as just helping it and stuff like that goes. I didn't really read a whole lot into it because I felt like it was helping me. It went along, it says it's the top 5. I want to say it was number 2 or 3 on the list, but regardless, that's helping. I ended up going back to Merrell's. Really wanted a good pair of hiking shoes, and they had a this thing you can stand on, and they can measure your feet, and they tell you, get this insole for your feet, or get this insert, and man, it'd be perfect. So I did that, and I started hiking with those, and immediately regretted it. The pain immediately came back in my feet, the right foot specifically. It was horrible. It was a horrible experience, and I thought, man, what in the world? And so, that being said, I ultimately came back to my SUPERfeet. I put my SUPERfeet in my Merrells, started getting relief. And so Like right now, I am wearing a pair of SUPERfeet in my boots, and I am great. And no, I'm not getting paid. I'm not an affiliate. I'm not anything. I just found out about SUPERfeet, and the price is, I'm gonna say, right along with every other good pair. And I don't mean like the one I mentioned earlier. The one I mentioned earlier, I think right now is a price tag of $300 for one pair. These right here, if I'm not mistaken, are in the $50 range. I want to say it's either 54 or 56. I'm not sure, but I feel like that's more affordable. The good pair I bought a long time ago that really helped, I thought, was about 50 bucks as well. And so I do feel like you do got to take care of your feet, especially if you're gonna be on them a lot. I apologize for the wind, guys, but I gotta work out and I gotta film. I'm trying to do double duty here, but I feel like you do have to take care of your feet. You need to spend some money on your feet, because if your feet are comfortable, or at least if your feet ain't hurting, you can go further, do a lot more, and be more effective. But that being said, SUPERfeet, these are the ones I have. The hike, they have hike cushion, which these are the hike cushion. I have the hike support. I like them both. They have different ones that fit your needs. Just kind of look at the description, see which ones you think fit your needs the best. And I do feel like you won't be upset with me by choosing that. And I do think the price is pretty effective, like pretty nice, because it's not breaking the bank. And what I mean by that is because I knew after spending all this money on different boots that just aren't working, which we'll get to another video, but I'm gonna kind of give you a little snippet. I spent a lot of money on different boots, and if I would have just bought a good pair, I could have paid for almost 2 pair of really good boots, because I spent a lot of money just trying to find an affordable pair of hiking boots. But regardless, then I thought, okay, if you buy a good pair of boots and if you want to buy a $300 pair of insoles, like, what? No, that's like, you start to push up to a lot of money, man. Like, I could buy a rifle, and these insoles don't last forever. And so I really wanted to find a good insole that fit my needs, that was very cost effective, and I believe I found that with SUPERfeet. I tell you, every time I've switched away and got away from them, I start having pains again. I come back to them and the pain goes away, and that's what I'm going to say. And to me, I like to use something and test it and test it and test it and test it, then like, okay, I really like it. I'm a believer in this product, and again, I don't get paid to say it. I just feel like it's a really good product. I figure at least that you guys know, because I had never heard of them until I talked to the guy that works for the Forestry Service, and I just so happened to be in a shoe store in Georgetown here, and they sold them there. I'm like, what? I never even seen them on any shelf until I bought a pair online, and then I went to a store in Georgetown and they had them there. Now, if I'm not mistaken, guys, the price is in about the $50 range, which I think is a little more affordable than $300. So I could buy 6, well, let's say safely I could buy 5 pair of these to 1 pair of those. I'll take these any day. And they do seem to work, and work very, very well. And so I have no complaints. Anyways, I thought I'd at least give y'all that little bit of information. But guys, stay busy, stay pushing. Got a lot of work to do myself. I love y'all. See y'all later.